Hey guys, so today I'm going to share with you 13 Disney fan theories. I got all of my information from Dipley.com. I will try to leave a link in the description box below. But let's go ahead and get this video started. I'm going to be reading this from my phone, so excuse me if I'm looking down here. But number one, the first theory is, does Aladdin take place after a nuclear apocalypse? So everyone knows that this movie takes place in the old-timey days, or does it? Aladdin's genie does a lot of riffing based on 20th century pop culture. The genie also complains about being trapped in his lamp for 10,000 years. Longer than all but the most ancient human civilizations, unless the movie takes place in the future. Still not convinced? In the official video game, there's a modern-looking stop sign half buried in the sand. Perhaps a remnant of the pre-apocalyptic world? Number two, Tarzan's parents are also Elsa and Anna's parents. When asked about the theory, the producers of Frozen stated on Reddit that the Arendelle king and queen survived the wreck, escaped to an island, had a son, and were promptly killed by a leopard. Given that Disney likes tie-ins, who else could their son possibly be? So number three, and this one, I kind of thought about this one when I first watched the movie that she was in. So I thought it was kind of cool that they noticed it too. I felt a little less crazy after I read this. But in Toy Story 2, Jessie was actually abandoned by Andy's mom. Jessie has some serious abandonment issues, and there might be a good reason. Her original owner, Andy's mom, abandoned her years ago. For starters, Andy's hat is pretty much identical to the hat Jessie wears in later movies. Maybe because it was part of his mom's cowgirl outfit from when she was a kid. There's more too. In a flashback where Jessie's original owner can be seen, she looks almost exactly like a young version of Andy's mom. Number four. In the movie Up, Carl is already dead. What if this tearjerker got even sadder? What if, instead of Carl traveling to South America, the old man was actually moving into the afterlife to find his beloved wife? It's a bit complicated, but it makes a weird kind of sense. Real quick on Dipley.com, where I'll try to leave the link in the description box. But some of these have more details than what I'm reading you. So if you want to see or read the actual full theory, try to look up their website. But moving on to number five, and this one I knew already too. Frozen, Tangled, and The Little Mermaid all take place in the same universe. So in Frozen, there's a brief shot of Rapunzel and Flynn at Elsa's coronation. We also know that in the beginning of Frozen, Elsa and Anna's parents died in a shipwreck. The last we saw of them, they were getting on a boat. Let's assume that Frozen takes place in Norway and Tangled takes place in Germany. Both pretty logical assumptions based on clues throughout the movie. Both of the countries are a short boat trip away, so it's entirely possible that Elsa and Anna's parents were on their way to Rapunzel and Flynn's ceremony when their boat sunk. But here's where it gets crazy. You know what's right between Germany and Norway? Denmark. Who lives in Denmark? Ariel, the Little Mermaid. So yes, Ariel grave robbed the shipwreck of Elsa and Anna's parents in The Little Mermaid. Moving on to number six. Every single Pixar movie takes place in the same universe. This might be one of the most plausible fan theories out there. The first Pixar movie released was Toy Story in 1995. But the first Pixar movie in terms of historical periods is 2012's Brave, which takes place in medieval Scotland. Merida finds magic that turns her mom into a bear. Moving ahead, it's somewhat believable that this magic was carried forward, which accounts for all of Pixar's weird and wonderful creations. Number seven. Was Belle reading Aladdin? In Beauty and the Beast, Belle spends a fair amount of time with her nose in a book. Makes sense, she was a bit of a bookworm. But if you pay attention to the subject matter of one of her books, you might do a double take. The book is all about far-off places, daring sword fights, magic spells, a prince in disguise. Sounds a little bit like another 90s Disney movie. So number 8, The Incredibles equals Atlas Shrugged. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. But how on earth could this Pixar film have anything to do with Aang's How do you say this dude's name? Ayn? We'll just say Ayn Rand's famous novel. Well, Bob Incredible is pretty similar to the main character in Rand's book, John Galt. Both are motivated by rational self-interest, and both are powerful members of society who feel unpredicted. Why did I say unpredicted? Who feel underappreciated and disappear. Later on, Bob Incredible drops to a knee, holding a robot's body across his broad shoulders. You know, just like the famous pose of Atlas. Number 9. In Tarzan, Jane is actually the granddaughter of Belle and the Beast. There are superficial similarities. Jane is a dead ringer for Belle. They both have romantic relationships with wild men, and they both love the color yellow. But there's something more concrete. In Tarzan, Turk is seen drumming on a tea set that looks like Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast, as well as the little teacup Chip. Is this set an heirloom from Jane's grandparents? Number 10, as Gaston died, so did male chauvinism. I don't know how to say this word, so I just said it really fast and hope that it sounded okay. It's occurred to many people that even though he's a jerk, Gaston is a bit of a hero in Beauty and the Beast. After all, he's just trying to rescue Belle from a lifetime of Stockholm Syndrome with a tyrannical beast. But Belle has no use for Gaston, and he eventually dies trying to save her. If you look at it, Disney princesses before Belle mostly did what they were told by the men in their lives, and after Belle, they were considerably more empowered. And number 11, Mufasa trolled Scar from the afterlife. We know that after Mufasa died, he was able to communicate with Simba through the clouds. And when Simba finally defeats Scar, he does so with a lot of help from the natural elements. Mufasa could control parts of nature from beyond the grave, and he certainly hated Scar. So why wouldn't he manipulate the wind, sun, and rain to give his son a bit of a home field advantage? Number 12, how come so many Disney protagonists don't have moms? It's definitely a bit weird that for all the family drama in the Disney universe, there are a lot of characters with no mothers but strong dads. One exception to this rule is Bambi. Well, Bambi was released before Walt Disney's mother passed away. Disney was close to his mom and never really got over her death. Could the lack of maternal characters be out of respect for Walt Disney's grief? And number 13, the last one. Did Captain Hook murder Ariel's mother? One of Peter Pan's mermaid friends looks just like Ariel's mom, Athena. In the prequel to The Little Mermaid, it's revealed that Athena was killed by a vicious pirate. Since Disney loves cross-movie tie-ins, it's reasonable to assume that Athena was killed by the treacherous Captain Hook. There's the mermaid from Peter Pan, and there's Athena. So you see how similar they look? There you guys go. There are 13 Disney fan theories. Let me know if you have any of your own fan theories or what you think about these ones that I provided. Are some of them a little bit crazy? Do some of them make total sense? Leave comments down below and let me know. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more content if you're not already.